No, she won't. That's right. They end the movie with a combo. Netflix Valley of a Thousand Hills.
Usumdala manje. Sekufanele ucabange ngekusasa lakho. Ucabange na umyeni.
By the end of this video, you will see exactly what makes this movie so incredible, and also what makes it so f***ed up. The Valley of a Thousand Hills gets its title from a literal valley called the Valley of a Thousand Hills, located between Pietermaritzburg and Durban, South Africa. The movie follows leads Thenjiwe and Nosipho as they navigate being a lesbian couple in secret living in a small South African town. The central conflict of the film rests between both girls and their families. Nosipho is the daughter of a prominent leader in town, and the movie opens up with Nosipho's birthday celebration. Nosipho is quickly expected to marry a husband, and who better to be that husband than the woman she's currently dating's brother. Despite Thenjiwe's protests, her brother Vika chooses to ask Nosipho's father for his permission to marry her. Look, I know this is a tradition that is still followed to this day across the globe. Ask the lady's dad permission to marry her. And if any of you went through this, I know queer couples sometimes do this too, I am not judging you. I'm totally judging you. I just feel like it needs to be said that daughters are not their father's property. Now, I haven't talked yet about their actual relationship. Nosipho and Thenjiwe fell for each other as school children when Thenjiwe shooed away some boys that were annoying Nosipho. Fast forward to Thenjiwe's 21st year on Earth, and it seems like they've been together for years. Thenjiwe's even begun building a house for Nosipho. You hear that, lesbians? When was the last time you built a whole ass house for the woman you love? My favorite shots in the film are when the two of them are just in the valley on a blanket with the sun shining in the background. You almost feel like you're there with them as a viewer, and it is just beautiful getting to see these parts of South Africa. Also, can we talk about how their first kiss in the movie starts above water and then goes down underwater? It's like a lesbian makeout water elevator. Like, where can I buy one of these? Around halfway through the movie, Thenjiwe says what I consider the most memorable quote of the movie to be when she's with Nosipho and she points over towards the hills and she says, "Do you see those hills? There's a life waiting for us there." Sadly, despite my effort to contact Make-A-Wish and ask them to redo the second half of this movie, we never get to see Thenjiwe or Nosipho live the life that was waiting for them. Spoiler alert, I am going to discuss the ending of this movie because to me it was the most shocking part of the movie. So Nosipho concocts a plan to avoid marrying Vika. The girls are going to run away together. Frankly, I don't think they had the budget to film something like that. Or maybe the scriptwriter, Boni Sitabe, just knows the rules to making lesbian movies. Never let a lesbian couple end up happy together. Whatever the reason, their plan, of course, fails. Nosipho decides she can't leave her father, which it doesn't help that he's sick and kind of seems like he's dying. Honestly, not trying to be disrespectful here, but I feel like it's a fictional character, so like, maybe it's okay for me to point out if he truly is on death's doorstep, or like maybe just like wait for him to die and then marry the woman of your dreams. As for Vika and Nosipho's upcoming marriage, Nosipho doesn't have to worry, cause Vika promises her no, she won't. Not to be a lesbian buzzkill here, but like, kinda takes away from Nosipho and Thenjiwe's first time that it's on the night Nosipho married Thenjiwe's brother. And then, of course, because it's a queer couple in a movie where the queer relationship is a secret, you can guess what happens next. Why does this always happen in lesbian movies? Like, I just like, shouldn't they be aware they can't have an all-day cuddle sesh? Cause like, the brother, the parents, the ghosts, they're all out there. The very end of this movie takes an absolute nosedive. But before the nosedive, we get my favorite part of the movie and a lesson in South African history, which, if you didn't know, South Africa was the first country in the world to add protections against LGBTQ discrimination into their constitution. When Thenjiwe's mom takes Thenjiwe to a traditional African healer to heal her of her demons, the healer tells Thenjiwe's mom Thenjiwe is fine, and it's the mom who has poison in her mind, thinking there's anything wrong with being attracted to the same gender. Like any country, South Africa has a complex history, but based on the research I did, it very much seems like this scene is a realistic scene that could totally happen. Before the second surprise ending, we get a first surprise ending, which happens when Nosipho, who sort of gets rejected by Thenjiwe, who has chosen to stay living with the healer. Nosipho has a sort of light bulb, I've figured everything out moment. She finally comes out to her dad, and then she's a school teacher the whole film, and then towards the end of the movie, she has this Michelle Pfeiffer-esque victory where she gets all the children to clean the classroom. And then for everything she has done, it feels like Nosipho gets rewarded by Thenjiwe suddenly coming home. And then they live in their beautiful valley house for the rest of their lives, not getting reading cottagecore and sipping wine by the fire. And of course I'm lying, that's not at all how things end. That's right, they end the movie with a combo. I honestly don't know whether to recommend this movie or not. On the one hand, it's really beautiful and compelling, and on the other, it's you probably want more lesbian movie content, and I have it. Check out my review of the classic 80s lesbian movie Desert Hearts.